Okay, for skill one, activity one, it's designed to be a very quick lesson, like a 4 or 5 minute introduction to fractions. And you sort of have three objectives, right? The first objective is you want students to understand what the word fraction means, and that fraction means a quantity divided into parts, okay? Understand fair shares or sharing in equal parts. And then you want to encourage your students to come up with real world examples of fractions that are around them, okay? So when you go through the materials, the first thing you're going to notice is you're going to see two pictures, okay? So what I want you to do is what you'll do is you'll show these pictures to your students, okay? And you're going to ask them, well, what does this look like, all right? And one's going to say, oh, it's a boy who has a broken leg, and they'll probably say, that's a broken plate. And you'll say, so that's good, but there's another word we can use. You may have heard someone say when they break a bone that they have fractured their leg or fractured their arm, okay? And all fractured means is broken, okay? And fractured a plate, and what that means is the plate that's broken as well. So students are going to have an idea that fracturing or fractured is bad, and they're going to come up with examples of like when a window was broken, it was fractured, and so on. So they're going to have sort of a negative view of fractions, all right, or fractured. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, sometimes what we do is we intentionally fracture things to create a fraction, all right? And then you're going to go ahead and pull out this example. And what happened is there was a pizza, and the people who made the pizza forgot to cut it. So when these two people had this pizza, it was a whole pizza, and they had to figure out how they could share it. So they drew a line down the middle, and they cut it into two equal pieces. So because this was two equal pieces, this would be considered to be a fraction. This is a whole cut into two pieces. All right. And not only can you fracture or create a fraction out of a whole, you also can create a fraction out of a set. So this would be like a 4-pack of bubble gum, and these two people wanted to equally share it. So what they did is they went through and they drew a line. They said, okay, you're going to get these two, and I'm going to get these two. And so they split that 4. They fractured that, or they created a fraction out of that set where one person got 2 and another person got 2. All right. But what happens is sometimes if you don't use fair sharing, you can't make a fraction. So think about this. If this was how this pizza was divided, one person would probably be really, really happy with this piece, and some be very upset with this. So just because you cut a whole into pieces doesn't mean it's a fraction, because the two pieces have to be equal pieces. And so after you'll do that, what you'll want to do is just encourage your students to come up with real world examples of what a fraction is and fractions that are all around them.